Hey everyone, welcome to the channel. In today's episode, we are going to discuss the basic security concepts such as vulnerability, threats, threat agents, how do we define risk, and countermeasures to threats. The understanding of these concepts is very important if you want to grow in this field. So without any delay, let's begin. Vulnerability. See, vulnerability is basically a weakness in the system. In your house, or let's say in your organization, you have not deployed a perimeter wall. It's just an open place. Don't you think so? Anybody can trespass your place? Your website may not be using HTTPS, which is a secured connection. See, all these are examples of where there's a weakness in the system that can be exploited. Vulnerabilities can be from a physical perspective, or logical perspective, or administrative perspective. Say an auditor reviews and identifies that you do not have a security policy in place. While this gives rise to a risk, but that arises because this is an administrative vulnerability in place. It's very important to understand the exact meaning of these terms in details as they will create the biggest confusion during exams. Threat agent. See, a threat agent or a threat actor is a party that is responsible for or attempts to bring about harm to the organization. Threat actors may be internal, external, or partners in relation to their target, and their motives may vary. See, consider that your code has a log4j vulnerability present. That is the weakness in the system. A malicious attacker who finds this and exploits in your code would be the threat actor in this case. It can be internal threat actor also, a disgruntled employee who exploits a vulnerability known to him or her. Threat. See, NIST defines threat as any circumstance or event with the potential to adversely impact organizational operations. Simply put, threat can be anything that can take advantage of a vulnerability to breach security and negatively alter, erase, harm, object or objects of interest. See, threats can be many software attacks, DDoS, ransomware, application security attacks such as SQL injection, buffer overflow. See, we need to understand that threat cannot be just from malicious attackers. It can be internal also from disgruntled employees. Threats can also arise from government regulations, laws, and threaten your business. Say, consider that there's a new privacy law that has been enacted which forces you to store all the information in that country. Your business can be severely impacted if your data is stored and processed at multiple locations in the world. Risk. See, risk is a separate topic or even a book in itself. Here we just define it. What does it mean? Certain upcoming episodes will actually be dedicated to the various aspects of risk. See, one of the basic problems is that people synonymize risk with threat. Both these terms are different. Risk is a more conceptual term, something that may or may not happen. A threat is a specific actual danger. See, risk is the probability that a threat agent will exploit a vulnerability. It is the likelihood that a particular event will occur. We often see in the news, see, there's a 30% chance that it will rain today. That is the way we mention about risk too. See, they consider the vulnerabilities present in the system. There is a higher likelihood that a threat agent will attack the system with a ransomware. Coming to some more security concepts. Control. See, you need to put in measures to reduce risk, and that is basically what a control does. In case your system is exposed to a malware such as a virus, your system becomes vulnerable to exploit, and hence you would purchase an antivirus to mitigate the associated risk. See, it's important to understand that the types of controls that are implemented are in line to mitigate the threats. Just implementing countermeasures can in fact weaken the security posture. If you have a threat from fire, implementing CCTV, firewalls, logs, fencing will not help. Map the controls in line with the threats your company faces. Controls can be of multiple types and have different functionalities which we would discuss in another episodes, but here are a few examples. Fences, logs, walls, security awareness training, access control, etc. Moving on to the connection part. Now see that we have understood the terms in the previous slides, it would be good to understand the connection between the various terms. Let's understand it via an example. See, an intruder notices that there's a lot of chemical material lying without any supervision. The intruder exploits this unguarded area and sets up a fire which would lead to a risk to human life or financial loss. The risk can be immediately mitigated by fire extinguishers or fire suppression systems deployed. See, the connection is shown in the diagram. It may be confusing at the first go, but if you really apply the concepts to a situation, you will appreciate the interconnectedness. Exam tips. See, it's extremely important to truly understand the meaning of these terms: vulnerability, risk, threat agent, as these form the bedrock of risk management. Questions around these topics are wrapped around from topics in other domains or via scenarios. So, understand the question in detail and then answer the question. See, like, consider this example. The question is focused on the fact that you know the connection and what follows through when an attack happens. Well, you can always check out my blog for security concepts or check out the mock exams on Udemy or Simpliv. Thank you for watching this video and I hope to see you in my next video.